That was crazy. I don't want to talk about that because that's incriminating. So, not for me, but for others.
That's going in the video. Hey everyone, my name is Matt Swerk and I'm here with
Lynda Sullivan.
We're local real estate experts right here in Massachusetts with the Legacy Star team powered by Keller Williams Realty. Now, if this is the first time you come to our channel, welcome. You definitely want to subscribe. You want to click the little bell. That way, every time we make a new video, you're going to get notified. And definitely give us a thumbs up. Makes us feel good. Now, if this is the first time you come to the channel, we talk everything about Massachusetts, eating, sleeping, drinking, playing, and introduction of some of the other team members. So, you have questions, we have answers. Reach out to us any way you want possible. Just remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back. So today's a little bit different. We typically are talking everything about Massachusetts. We're talking a little bit about Massachusetts, and the Legacy Star team has multiple members. You always see me here, and we thought something fun of, I am an expert in certain areas, and we have a whole set of team members that's experts in different areas as well. So we want to start bringing them in, have you meet them. The team supports us in total, so if you ever do anything in real estate, you don't just hire one, you hire the whole team. So today we're here with Lynda Sullivan. Lynda's just going to give us a little bit of background as far as where she's from and some of the things she likes about Massachusetts, and we'll take it from there.
I'm from Marlborough. It's in the Middlesex County area. It's a really nice community. It was a huge soccer town when I was growing up, and I played soccer there, so that was a big thing for me. Got a great school system. It was a great place to live and very close-knit. Well, living there, it's different than living there now. Living there now, it's a very high sought-after community. There's so many different new businesses coming in. There's technological businesses, a couple of huge software companies. So, it's a big area right now. So, it's very busy. Before, it wasn't as busy. It was a little calmer, more like hometown feel, but now it's got more of a city vibe to it. Got a lot of restaurants, got a nice nightlife going on now. So I live in Gardner, Mass, which is on the Route 2 corridor, so it's pretty much in the north central part of the state. It's a nice little area. It's up and coming. It's got its issues, but you know what, so does every other town. But it's getting the train station to come out there, which is going to be huge for the community. We got a new school system that's opening up this year. So by September, it's a brand new elementary school that's going to be really positive for the community. Got a couple of people who just bought over the downtown buildings that were all kind of run down, and they're going to revitalize the downtown area. So that's exciting. So, everything has a change, so I'm looking forward to the change in that area.
One of my favorite parts about Gardner is it was furniture capital of the world at one point in time.
Yes, we have a giant chair.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that giant chair. And yes, I have been through Gardner many times and taken a selfie with the big chair. So you go online.
That's the school that's going away. Maybe they'll bring the chair, though. They'll probably bring the chair. I have a feeling.
Hey, that's a great place to put some affordable housing.
That's what they're probably going to end up doing. I think the reason I live in Gardner now, and I like living in Gardner now, is because it still has that hometown feel to it, but it does have the potential that it's going to be bustling and great again. And then Marlborough, it's already there, so everyone else is trying to emulate what Marlborough's doing. So it's kind of grown out of it. Not that it doesn't have a hometown feel, but it's just not as strong. So those are my big differences, I think, that's going on at the moment. What would I tell somebody if they were moving into Marlborough? There's some great areas and great nature trails in Marlborough. There's some great parks in Marlborough. If you go north of the Marlborough-Hudson line, there's a beautiful reservoir that's there. Highly sought after property, but if you could get at least some fun times down there, it's a good area. Definitely a good area. Gardner? All right, so Marlborough had its good qualities being closer to Boston, but Gardner has its is closer to the Western Mass area. So easy access to Worcester, easy access to Springfield, plus 15 minutes from the New Hampshire border. So it's really close to get all around. The nature is absolutely gorgeous in the area. There's so many different walking trails and little tiny swimming holes that you can go to, a ton of waterfalls. I love waterfall hunting, so that's one of my big ones. But the property values are going to go up in Gardner. It's not as sought after as Marlborough right now, but it's going to get there, and it's got some great aspects happening with the train's going to be getting moved out there. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's something they've been talking about, and it's right off Route 2, so it's right easy to get around. So they both have their potential, but Gardner has a lot of potential to grow, so that's why I like being there.
I'm from Quincy, Massachusetts.
How many years did you live there?
Oh, how many years I lived there? This is where I have to kind of go back and count. So I was born in Boston, and we bounced around all over the place. So I probably was in Quincy from like the first grade up until my 5th year in college. So quite a bit of time. Growing up in Quincy, you know, we've done some videos on Quincy in the past, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's been so much positives. You know, I absolutely love the fact. This is not about Quincy itself specifically. However, the location of Quincy, I think, was amazing. What I absolutely loved about the city is way back when we could run around and not have to be all freaked out about everything. That's really how I learned Boston, because Quincy is on the red line, which is one of the major lines as far as the MBTA, or the T as we refer to it. And what's great about it, you know, as kids, we would say, okay, let's pick this train stop. So Saturday morning, we all get together, jump on the train, go to that spot, get off, run around as far as we could. You know, then we knew the dinner bell was going to be ringing, and even if we were far away from home, we could hear mom ringing that thing, so we had to get home quick. But that was one of my favorite things as far as the city, was the accessibility. You know, driving into town, it was like a 7-minute ride, so it was really easy to get anywhere. And again, if you've seen any of the videos, you know, there's the North Shore and the South Shore of Boston, and we have this weird thing of like, we're better than the North Shore, North Shore, vice versa. They're both great areas, but the South Shore to me was the gateway to the Cape, and I didn't spend a lot of time on the Cape necessarily, but Marshfield's a great place. We had a family member that had a house on Humrock Beach, so accessibility was one of my favorite parts, I think.
My family's from Southie too.
Yeah, look at that.
See?
We actually just moved to Lunenburg, Massachusetts, North Central Mass, very different from Quincy, Massachusetts. What do I like about living out in Lunenburg or North Central Mass? Because we've been in kind of that area for a good chunk of time now, just for different opportunities. What I love about it, it's definitely, compared to the city, it is definitely the suburb feel. It's not the country, if you will, but it's one of those places that I really enjoy the fact that people take a little bit more time to be friendly, is much more of a community. This was, the world has changed as far as people getting to know their neighbors, and I think that the world gets, I don't know if it's bigger or smaller, I don't know how do I put that into content, but the fact that I'm going to say the world gets smaller and smaller because, so many people live in a dense area and no one wants to introduce themselves, no one wants to talk to each other, especially in the city environment. So even as far as Gardner is concerned, where Lynda is, city environment, but that has a lot of neighborhoods where, people are going to, they're going to stop and smell the roses, right? They're going to take time to get to know each other. So I really like that. To me, there's a deeper sense of community and togetherness in the suburbs, which is where I am. All right, this is a tough one, right? Because being a Quincy kid, if I say anything bad about the city, I'm going to be getting lots of rocks thrown at my new house. If they can find it. No, I'm just kidding. I think, the compare and contrast the two places, very, very different. I grew up in a very dense area. Anything that was 15 minutes from us, we were like, okay, that's no man's land. And if I had that same attitude now, I'm not going to really get too far because I kind of am in no man's land compared to my city folk friends. I think that the accessibility, being close to the city, having all those amenities, that's huge. And that's something that I miss at different points in time. Now, going back to those areas, I do not miss the traffic whatsoever. I can't imagine people sitting in traffic like that. So that's a huge thing. like I said, that sense of togetherness. I mean, way back when, and I'm not 800 years old, but a couple decades ago, things were different as far as community and where you grew up. And like I just said, I think that's gotten, we've kind of pushed people further away. So living out in the suburbs, or where we are as far as North Central Mass, I think people are a little more friendlier, like I mentioned earlier. And it's just more of a, I have a family, and that's just what we do. So as far as having a little bit more land for the kids to run around and play, being a little more safe to ride their bikes, that's something I think that I'll check a box there as far as moving out towards the suburbs versus the city. All right, a new type of video. We're always have people reaching out to us, and with so many people reaching out, it's a team effort for us to get back and help people out. If you have questions about moving here, you want to, just to come visit, we have tons of resources for you. We absolutely love you supporting us. Make sure you subscribe. You can get in touch with us, email, phone call, text message, smoke signals. It doesn't matter. What's really important is that you have to remember, when it comes to Massachusetts, we've always got your back.